Hello everyone, Ryan Carpenter here with No BS Golf, presented by P45 Knuckle Down Golf. Well, it was a fun day yesterday. We got some good, had some great lessons yesterday, and learning going on there with a good student. It's gonna go a long way, I think, from what I can see, and moving right along. So happy about that. But, we came across a couple things in conversations. Love talking about golf. Reach out. Let's talk about golf anytime you want. And one of them was going to be one of the questions of the day. Can it be? I guess so. But anyhow, so got to thinking about, we have had a lot of discussions about proper practice, what that means. I don't use the word practice anymore. You're either developing or you're preparing. Development, you got to change and get better at something to make the result change in some form. Or you got to develop something that'll allow you to do something in some way. Hit a low hook, hit a high fade, whatever. And then there's, you know how to do that, but now you're on the other side and you're in the preparation. So you're properly going out and spending your time working on things to prepare yourself for play. So to get it repeated and good and consistent and fairly reliable and especially confident. That's the tough one. That's the hardest one to achieve, is that confidence level behind all this stuff. And that's a combination of everything. The ability to do it, then the ability to do it really well and repeatedly, say in a range or bay, and then the ability to call on those actions, the look at a target and simply just go. So, But within your preparation phase, that's where we have to really make sure. Development's already broken down into where you have to focus pretty much, and the feedback is necessary. But there's a different kind. So I remember this book I came across a long time ago. I was at Golf Tech in Chicago at the time, actually. It's the Athlon Red Zone Challenge. And so one of the cool things about the book, lots of great stuff, mainly short game focused. But the most important part came out of there was the testing ability, if you will. So measurability, knowing what you're good at, what you're not good at, and applying the testing in a way that gave you a basic handicap, if you will, within specific parts of applying short game. So this is assuming you've developed. And it's great. I loved it because if you did it and you did it well and you tested properly, you would actually get a much better, clear, and precise measurement. Most of the time we get everybody saying, I'm pretty good at chipping. I'm pretty good putter, and I'm a pretty good pitcher. Really? Have you measured it? What if we measured it? What would happen? Oh, I don't know. Okay, well, we probably better know that, right? So, putting's probably the simplest, because if it's just putting only on the greens, obviously if we can get, an average of 2, that's 36 strokes right there per round, okay? You better be hitting it pretty solid, dang near all the time, and no mistakes, no lost balls, and if you can do that and have a 2 on average, then you're close to par, probably, hopefully. Most of you aren't going to be, though. You start adding in the mistakes, 2 or 3 lost balls, a couple mishits, wedge shots around the green not so great, and all of a sudden you're up to 89 just like that with 2. So that's why they say a lot of folks will say, well, hey, focus on your putting because you can get rid of strokes fairly quickly. Yes and no. But it certainly has an impact. If you can get that 2 down to like, closer to 1.5, you're taking close to 9 strokes off the top, just like that, maybe, roughly. Somewhere in there, anyways. Maybe more. Maybe it'd be probably roughly. It don't matter. The point is that it's important, especially in short game. Now, putting I kind of go the opposite direction with at times, but that's just because I know the process will unfold better. But scoring and knowing what you're capable of is important to go test. And so I think I'm working on it. I want to come up with like I don't know what it's going to be, at a short game challenge day maybe. And I'm going to hopefully set up some stuff. We can measure stuff and get a bunch of people signed up to come find out. So, but it's too many players are like, I'm pretty good at that. But it's always like, well, okay, but how do you know? Like, are you tracking anything? Do you have the measurements? I mean, shoot, do you even know the details in the big 5, the main 5, options we have? So whether it's a chip, so there's a chip and there's a pitch shot. Those are your basics, and then putting, bunker, right? And really, bunker, all it is a pitch shot, but we do one thing different. That's where the quiz is going to come into play. But anyways, in the realm of the chip, so chip, weight forward, hands forward, ball back, promote low ball flight, right? Pitch, ball forward, weight more central, neutral, lean back, not hands way forward, so promote high ball flight. And then the structure of the two motions are different. There's not a lot of, arm-hand manipulation in the chip. It's pretty steady motion for the most part, whereas a chip or pitch has a lot more of change to it. A lot more actual actions of the hands and the wrists. And so, assuming we have those techniques down pat, then it comes down to, okay, put situation behind it all. If you're in this position, you have this much distance with this type of a flag, and if you had to hit the shot 20 times, how many times would it end up within, let's say 10 feet, whatever. You just come up with a number, and you envision that. You see the 10-foot circle up there, right? Most players come to find out when they're trying harder to make it happen, they're not necessarily as good as they think they are. And that's where the handicap zone comes into play. If you hit 10 shots, if you get 2 in there, then you're a 2. Like, we'll use easy numbers for today. 10 feet, or for a 10-foot circle, if you get 7 in there, you're a 7. Whatever. Doesn't really relate or require. So you're on a scale of 1 to 10 is the point, and you're trying to achieve 10 as soon as possible. That's the kind of challenge. That's the kind of measurements. Those are the kinds of things that we need to be doing, and then doing it all times. It's not just for the initial challenge, but it's really, honestly, that's what preparation should be. Trying to accomplish specific goals with purpose, thinking your way through. The best preparation is actually not even hitting 10 in a row. It's just 1, and then did it count or not? Can you convert? So, constantly trying my best to drive home the point with my players that, first of all, you ain't got 8 hours a day. Who does? Not many. If you did, we'd get through this process a heck of a lot faster. But hardly anybody has that. So the time you spend is going to be incredibly important that you do it absolutely as close to 100% perfect preparation or development as possible, because you got that fine line between making progress or not. But measuring it is so critical, and so if you ever want hints on that, that's fine. But that's what the coaching part is all about: is coming up with ways to better figure out how a player can try to accomplish these things. And okay, I did 200 reps. Okay, now I'm gonna go see and then try to apply and see what happens, and then measure the output, and then come back again, right? And so that's how it works. But with the short game specifically, you know, the two basic functions of chip and pitch, and there's kind of a middle ground too with those, but those are the main ones. They're you got to understand the proper, you know, ways. You're going to find out real quick that if you don't have solid chipping pitching skills, these numbers are going to be real low. You're going to be in the 1-2 range more often than not. So, plus just the relative normal amount of time they actually get to spend doing it. That's going to have a little play on it as well. So, definitely worked on a lot of that. Got to get more players, you know, working into that realm and measuring and figuring out where they're at, because it's important. So, interesting. Tiger Woods' new luxury brand, Sunday Red. How y'all like that? Fine with it. I don't, you know, it's a brand. I mean, honestly, who cares? Either like it or you don't. If you don't, fine. If you do, great. But the funny thing is that, you know, of course it all sold out within seconds. They got, now this looks to be, well, no, okay, I guess it is a dollar amount. So they got the dang ball marker. I guess both. Maybe both. Anyways, selling for almost $700. What? I mean, I get it. It's Tiger. Yeah. Probably some collectors. Don't care. But you got a green hoodie. A green hoodie for $5.85. What's going on? This is crazy. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. That's a bit, yeah, that's some crazy stuff, folks. And then I think I said maybe yesterday, that $650 driver. Like, come on now, please stop it. It's not $650 driver ain't gonna do nothing for you. I mean, if you've been playing for the last 15 years and you bought at least 5 drivers in the last 15 years, then you already know for yourself. Please, come on, stop it. Unless it's incredibly not fit, then a change to something else would make a big difference, especially if it's fit. Okay, so that is for sure. The second part is, you know, you have to have significant technology change because they're clamped down. So there's no ability for the manufacturers to bring out from the, you know, the vaults all the real true technology they have, because it's not USGA compliant, which I honestly had enough of that to be honest. You know, we play under this mythical idea that we all should play the same, which is absolute garbage. I hate that notion. It's ridiculous. This is why it's ridiculous. You take somebody out to the golf course for the first time, and it's like they haven't played enough. They don't know how to hit a ball yet, and you're like, okay, this hole's 437 yards long. Good luck. Oh, by the way, you got to miss that tree and go over the water and around the corner. Like, come on now, what are we doing here? But because it's a man, and he's playing with the guys for the first time, and everybody back on the tee, right? That guy shouldn't be out there. First of all, until you've gotten to the point where you can hit it confidently enough, pretty consistently enough, far enough. I mean, that's just... But that's where it falls in line. It's like, well, you have to play golf this way. No, you don't. I've taken many beginners out to the first playing lesson, and we started from 50 yards out. And they're like, why are we here? I'm like, because if you can't accomplish this, there's no reason to go way the hell back there. That's BS. But the initial introduction to this whole thing is that's where you're supposed to go. It's not true. But if we take little Johnny, who's 7, and say, Johnny, come here for the 50, people are like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But they associate it with the age. It has nothing to do with age. It's skill level, ability. If you can't hit a ball onto a green from 50 yards fairly consistently, there's honestly no reason to go way the hell back. There isn't. But everybody does it all the time, and then they have these high handicaps and losing balls and slicing it off the face of that map, and they're like, I don't understand. I'm like, you haven't even accomplished it from 50 yards. Of course you're not going to do it back there any better. If you got someone who's, again, go to the testing, hit 100 balls from 50 yards, and you come back and tell me what your dispersion looks like. Tour Pro is going to be super tight, within a fairly tight range of the pin. But most amateurs, if they did it correctly, 100 shots, they're lucky to get 50% of the balls on the damn green, first of all. Don't even talk to me about dispersion, and then let's go to the next step. What's the conversion ratios? Well, from anything outside of, like 30 feet, for most amateurs, it's going to be at least a 2, and more likely closer to 3. Why are you hitting it from 497 yards back when you can't get below a 3 from 50? It just doesn't make any sense. So, anyways, but the USGA and they like to have a control factor over everything, and I think it's gone to their heads, to be honest. But anyways, this $650 driver with some fancy logoing on it, have fun. Hey, you want to spend your money on it, go for it. But I don't know. It's for the birds, folks. For the birds. All right, what else? I don't know. I haven't really had a lot of diving into the rest of the world. The fellas yesterday got their exemptions. The Gooch, Puig, some live guys in the PGA Championship. Doesn't really surprise me. PGA Championship is kind of a, I don't know, it's a major, sure, I guess. But I'm guessing they've probably seen what's been going on and the ratings that have been coming in, and so they're like, you know what, we need to get as many people watching this as possible, otherwise we might be in trouble. So I think that's probably what happened. I don't know with any certainty, but that's my guess. And so we got a heck of a field coming up. That's gonna be fun. PGA Championship. Then we stroll right into the U.S. Open, man. Woo, summertime, and it's here. We're in the heart of the season. We are rolling. So, quiz of the day. Going back. Well, I guess it'll be easiest to just say. And go to the comment section. Let me know. There's one time. In this game that I don't want you looking at a golf ball. Why would that be? Why would I purposely tell a player I don't want you looking at that golf ball? Put your answer in the comment section and see if you can come up with a reason. It's a good reason, and it's valid, and I tell them in this situation, don't look at the damn ball. So that'll keep you thinking for a little bit, hopefully. For now, again, I'm up here, Central Georgia, at www.thegolfpub.com. And again, this is the partnership with the fellas that own it. It is important because the indoor facility allows us to have and create the perfect training zone. The environment, the lack of distractions, those things are important, especially in the development phase, especially when you're just getting going. We go back out later, we do, or we go to short game right away. That's fine too. But evaluations are free right now. The evaluation lesson, go back and watch my evaluation lesson video. It's important, but you gotta know what your plan is. You gotta know what your goals are. You gotta know what your path is. I call it the blueprint, and without that, you can't get where you want to be. And so it's really important. And then after you get the blueprint, it's important to talk about it and kind of sort through it and figure out, well, what is this? Let's go in this depth more and consider where you're at and what you might be thinking and what you want to do. And so for all the people that have taken the evaluation lesson, if I'm reaching out to you. If you haven't done so yet, let's have a follow-up phone call and let's chat about it, because it's important to talk and go through that. I helped a couple players figure out what they wanted to do here recently based off that. So, but evaluations are currently free, and this will be the only time that I'll be doing that down the road once I get another, I got about 5 or 6 going. Once I get probably 5 or 6 more going, then time's going to be limited, and that means, about free evaluation is going to disappear. So, anyhow, free right now. Hit me up anytime. We'll go through it. The old Twitter at P45KDG. Email P45knuckledowngolf@gmail.com. But I'm going to kind of wrap on that. I got some things I got to get going and doing, but let's look for. I'm still trying to get some recordings with some other testimonial players. Hopefully that's coming soon. But as always, first of all, go in the comments section. Let me know what you want to hear about, talk about, understand. There's all kinds of things we could talk about. I tend to kind of go with what's on my brain, where I've been recently, and I gotta start picking up my watching my recordings that I like to watch more. I got busy and I hadn't done that a whole lot, so I'll catch up on some of that stuff. But it's definitely important to the evaluation lesson and the video with Reagan. Those are the two that I suggest. Watch them, listen, soak it up. So critical, so important. So for now, as always, please go smash the like button down there. Subscribe, of course, and please share it. Nothing can be more helpful than to simply share and let people know what's going on here, and see if they like it. If they don't like it, that's okay. That's no problem. To each their own. But I want to keep sharing info. I want to keep the ball rolling and find ways to get better. And even at this right here with this little YouTube stuff. So smash, subscribe, share, please. And hit me up with any questions anytime, golf related. But I don't mind answering questions. That's not hard. So. Anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. Get out there, work on something. Do it with quality and focus and intensity. Pay attention. But more importantly, come see me and I can help design all that for you. So for now, Ryan Carpenter, No BS Golf, presented by P45 Knuckle Down Golf. Catch you later, folks.